Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us to the Thrive By podcast. My name is JR.
And I'm Kirin. And we have a very special guest with us today. He is Dennis Dizzy Doan. Dennis has a lot of hats in our community, which I'm very grateful for. He is a business owner, he is an artist, he is a tattooist, he is a philanthropist. But above all of that, he is someone I consider a great community leader and a good friend to all of us. And so we welcome you, Dizzy, Dennis.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thanks for joining us, man. This is my first time meeting you in person,
Yeah.
but I have seen you one time, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was at Mello and Brandon's wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, I know that's Dizzy. I don't know him yet, but I'm not going to say what's up. Yeah, I actually know you through your social media page.
Okay.
All your tattoos.
Yeah.
Dope, by the way. Hella dope.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It amazes me. You're just so super talented.
You give me too much credit. It's weird though, 'cause I feel like I've known you guys forever. I mean, I just met you last year.
Yeah, like
That's
it was
always
our 1 year anniversary of
Yeah.
meeting. But the funny thing is same thing for me too. Everyone just assumed I already knew you. Folks were like, "Yeah, don't you know Dizzy? Don't you know Dennis?" I'm like, I don't know that I met him. And then when I met you at the Lao Festival, so shout
Yeah.
out to our Lao folks out there. When I met you there, and I took one look at you, and I was like, "Oh, this is why they think." Homeboy was like in a white shirt, like khakis, looked just like all the other homies I have.
What?
I was like, oh,
Usual
that's
suspects.
right.
Yeah.
That's why they automatically assume that we know each other. And it's funny because people assume I know you from back in the day,
Oh no.
which
Right.
cracks me up.
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
what I
I
assume.
linger with like very broad age group of people. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of my clients are like 17, 18 years old or whatever, and
Right.
I know people up to like 60, 70. So very broad range people.
Got it. What was that event that you just mentioned right now?
It
where you
was
guys had met?
the Lao Food Festival.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hosted by Laoist.
Wait, what was that that post that you guys had posted? You guys spoke in front of
That was
group of
another
people?
one.
Oh, that was the AAPI Youth Festival,
Yes.
hosted by the youth of First Gen Scholars.
Oh. See, this is why I assumed that you guys knew each other like that,
Mhm.
because I'm like, I mean, one thing, she knows everybody.
Yeah.
I just assumed that she's known them for like hella long time, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know her.
It feels
But-
like that though.
Yeah.
I think there are certain people that you meet that you just again like with you and like with you too. There are certain people you meet for the first time. The energy's just right, and you just connect. But it's funny for me that I find those folks that I connect with in that way automatically. It's because we've all lived a certain kind of life,
Mhm.
which takes me to the GERM documentary, right? Which is still being made. Finishing up though, as you know, we met goal on the campaign. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So we hit, we are greenlit basically. So we're a finalist within the Seed and Spark campaign. Basically, dude, you were like a big support. This is where like that communication started happening.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, Dizzy's like showing up. Like, wait, dude, I'm so excited to like meet you. One, because I feel like I've known of you for the past couple of years,
Mhm.
but the fact that like now there's like I haven't spoken with you like this yet, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
just this bond because you're supporting like me and my family plus the project. Like I know you reached out to John Pham.
Mhm.
It just means a lot that someone that I don't know is in full support.
Yeah.
Like you've shown a lot of love to it. So I just want to say thank you. You know?
Welcome, man. That's how it should be, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that though, when you say that's how it should be, because I think one of the things that's surprising JR so much in this process, it doesn't surprise me because I know how things are when people see something they connect to. And you've even started an entire foundation to invest in creatives and artists who don't always have the same resources to tell our stories the way they want to, right? And showcase our art the way we want to. But you chose to, again, without knowing JR too well, you chose to support the documentary. And it's more than just that.
Mhm.
It's more than just that. So tell us about that. How come? Why did this resonate with you so much?
Well, it started with I have an artist grant program through the Doan Foundation called the Roots and Resilience Artist Grant, which at the time we can only afford to give out $1,000 to 4 different organizations or independent artists to produce projects that have to do with culture, community, resilience. And John actually applied for it.
Mhm.
So
For the
it
doc.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And the, the grant itself, we're not choosing any people until August, but I like to do my digging. So on a personal level, I looked into it and I saw that. And I saw you were also friends with Mel, who
Mhm.
works at my shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let's see what this is about. So I watched it and instantly I was like, there's never been anything I've ever seen that reflects our journeys like in that way.
Mm.
Usually, when you see Southeast Asian American films, it's always like some happy like rom com or
Mhm.
just those aspects that people wanna see from
Mm.
us. The whole model minority
Mm.
thing and it never really digs into the darkness, the people who got left behind.
Right.
So as soon as I saw it, I'm like, all right, we got to make this thing a reality.
Dude,
Mhm.
that means a lot, man.
Yeah.
I think I think the fact that when me and John we were like creating this, like long story short, because when I was telling John about wanting to create like a film based off my family, I just knew that people were going to resonate with it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was not in the way of like glorifying gangs, not talking about like
Yeah.
anything in particular with that, because that's like pretty much the common themes that is always
Mm-hmm.
expressed when it comes to a gang doc.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing was it's not about like the gang specifically. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the issues of what people go through. And luckily enough, like I have a degree in sociology, and
Mm-hmm.
my sociological background is what made me want to present my family story to the
Mm-hmm.
community, because I'm like, I know people are going to resonate with it
Yeah.
because they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Like um, and I don't want people also to feel regret or shameful from what it is that they had gone through.
Mm-hmm.
And when John hopped in, like shout out John fam, like again, because he's been around like my family when my brother had passed away, and we were
Yeah.
just like we were breaking at the
Mm-hmm.
time. We're part of the same crew, but he always like paid attention to what it was that
Mm-hmm.
me and my brother Jojo had went through,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yo, I want to back you up." So he's honing his skills to make this a
Mm-hmm.
possibility, and he's paying attention to like the meaning, the message behind it.
Yeah.
Like I cannot thank him enough
Mm-hmm.
for creating it. And now after we had announced it to the public
Yeah.
basically. It's in the Seed and Spark campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I've never felt this much support before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I felt it within myself that people were gonna connect,
Yeah.
but I just didn't know that it was gonna be like that.
It's scary, putting your story out there, not knowing. Well, you put it out for the right reasons, but then at the same time, you got to be like, okay, are people actually gonna, read this or watch this, or do they really care? And then when you get the affirmation, then you're like, okay,
Mm.
it's gonna motivate you to keep going.
Mm.
And yeah, I'm really glad you guys like surpassed your goals, and I'm looking forward to
I
seeing this being
appreciate
finished. Yeah.
I appreciate that, man, for real.
So it's interesting you said you never quite know who's going to connect to the story or not, right? Even if millions and millions don't, there are a few of us who will,
Mm-hmm.
who needed that without even realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
And with you, Dizzy, I mean, I've had a chance to get to know you, but I don't, and this is what I wanted to ask, like that story of who you are. I've heard bits and pieces,
Mhm.
but when it comes to the themes in this documentary, like you made a really good comment about Letty, a lot of our Southeast Asian stories, they differ, right? Depending
Mhm.
on where you came from.
Yeah.
I mean, for other Southeast Asian folks coming in as asylum seekers, as refugees, that's a whole other experience from the Filipino American experience. But for you in particular, again, you support so many people, but with this documentary and the themes behind it, kind of getting caught up, some of the activities that might have happened growing up,
Mhm.
whatever you're comfortable sharing, what parts of that connect to you?
Where do you guys want me to start? The beginning?
Wherever, honey, it's up to you. Wherever you want to start.
So, okay, let's start with my parents' journey over here. So, I think I'm in a weird, I guess, unique position when it comes to where my family came from because they didn't escape the war right after the war. My dad was born in 1956, so he lived throughout the beginning of the war, the end of the war, everything. And they stayed there till I believe like 1988, 1989,
Mm.
and they came to Michigan, and then I was born. So my uncle, my dad's oldest brother, he was basically intelligence in Vietnam
Mhm.
for the Vietnamese government and came over here probably early 80s, and he sponsored everyone over here. Shortly after, they came to San Diego, and it was my grandma, one of my uncles, and my parents. And they left. My mom left her family in Vietnam behind, and all my dad's siblings were already in different parts of the world, Europe, Australia, everywhere. Um, so yeah, from the pictures I've seen, at least, they were happy, trying to get on their feet when starting something new, starting with nothing. Um, but I knew my dad had a lot of PTSD from the war, growing up around the war. I heard stories of him getting drunk. He'd get so drunk that my brother would have to take his bicycle and go pick him up and pop him on the back and drive him home like every night.
And
And
that was here already when you were in San Diego?
that was in Vietnam.
Up in,
That was in
oh,
Vietnam.
okay. Yeah.
So, but that's not a unique story to my family alone. It's most of the men at the time.
Mm.
They're the same way. It's just they go out, get drunk, go to work. The wife stay at home,
Yeah.
cook, take care of the kids, and that was the dynamic. Very old school dynamic, right? So when they came over here, it kind of started off the same way, and my dad wasn't drinking as much anymore. But as time went on, it those ghosts came back to haunt us. So I remember even at 3.5, 4 years old, they would be arguing. There'd be glasses breaking in the kitchen, all types of stuff, and I would just hide.
Yeah.
And me and my brother are 12 years apart. He's 12 years older than me, so he used to just comfort me, or he would take me away from the situation, and we'd go to like the beach or whatever it was. And then he just got tired of it. He always wanted to escape and go to school, hang out with his friends, whatever. And I was just kind of home by myself all the time trying to deal with this. But it got so normal because every night after this would happen, the next day it'd be like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
And act like everything's all good. My mom would just stay quiet. Nothing would change. And yeah, most nights it was just me and her, and she would go to work, come home late. She would have to walk home from work. Took her like 20 minutes. Um, Sometimes he would get so drunk he'd forget to pick her up because she didn't drive. So me at like 6, 7 years old, I would walk to her work
Oh, by yourself?
and walk her back. Yeah. So I did that a lot of nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that. We get home, she'd clean, and then my dad would pull up. We would hope that he was too drunk to start an argument. But if he was, then we just have to brace ourselves. So I would like look out the window
Yeah.
and see if he was throwing up or not, and then watch him walk up the stairs. And I never knew what was gonna happen, so I was always like on guard.
On edge.
You're always in fight or flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where am I going with this? So I think the moment that really made my life do a whole 180 was my brother went to medical school when I was 12. So he was able to get out, right? But I was left there.
Yeah.
So there's this one night, I had food poisoning actually that night. So my dad had told me, okay, I'm gonna go pick up your mom and then we're gonna come home. So I was like, okay. So it was already maybe like 1 in the morning and they weren't even home yet. So I guess they ended up stopping at my uncle's house to drink or something. And I was just pissed, like, yo, I'm like throwing up, everything. So I just went to sleep and it was maybe like 2:30 in the morning. I heard someone like saying my name or calling my name. So I looked out and I went outside and my dad was like, getting physical with my mom or whatever. And I don't know what happened, but I just fucking snapped.
Yeah.
Like I literally at 12 years old, I picked him up and I body slammed him like over and over and over, like probably like 10 times until my mom told me to stop. Right. So he was so drunk he didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
And I went to my room. I laid there, and honestly, I was getting ready to like, if he came at me, I was getting ready to kill him.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
You were just done.
I had
You
like
were
a
just
knife.
so done.
I had like a knife
Just-
next to me and everything. Yeah,
Mm.
Just seeing red.
yeah,
And you're sick.
yeah.
Damn.
So he ended up coming to my room like 2 hours after that. He actually finally sobered up, and he was just like, "Oh, you gonna talk to me like that?" I'm like, "I don't give a fuck." You know what I
Right.
mean? So he ended up going to sleep, and my cousin came, picked me and my mom up, and we stayed at their house for Thanksgiving for like 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
And then not too long after that, of course, everything was normal again, right? And then one day I walk home, and usually Mondays my mom was home, and there'd be like lunch there or whatever. But I came home, she wasn't home. So
Mm.
I was like, the hell's going on? So I tried to call her. And I look in her closet, and all her stuff's gone too.
Mm.
So I was like, what the fuck? So my mom's best friend lived maybe 3 apartments away from us. So I walked over there. I'm like, oh, you know where my mom is? And she was like, no. So I kept trying to call her. I called my brother. I'm like, did mom call you? She's like, no. So I didn't hear anything from her for 3 weeks.
Just nothing.
So that night, the night that, the night of the day that she left, my dad was drunk. Right?
Yeah.
So he came home. He didn't even know she was gone.
Yeah.
Didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next day, it was like I was watching freaking cartoons or something, and he called me to the room. He's like, "Where's your mom?" I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And then that's that. So that was kind of like it went more downhill from there, because then it was just me and him. But she did call me 3 weeks later. She's like, "Oh, I'm in Washington D.C. now," and she's like, "I want you to come over here with me." And I was like, I really had to think about it. And I was like, if I leave, he'll probably off himself. You know what I mean? Because it was just he was by himself.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. I'm like, I'm gonna stay here and see where it goes. So
So at that point, despite the actions your dad had taken,
mhm.
you still had it in you to worry about him.
Yeah.
And you decided to stay here
Mhm.
because you were worried about your dad.
Mhm.
You were afraid that had you left and been with your mom,
Mm.
that he might have hurt himself. So you
Yeah.
decided to stay here instead.
Yep. Because
At 12 still? Are we still 12 at this point? Okay.
yeah.
Dang.
So he was. I mean, my mom's a strong woman. You know, like he was. He was not coping well with the fact that she had, modernized herself
Yeah.
to progress in this country, and
Sure.
she started talking back, defending herself, things like that. And I knew she was strong enough, and she had a support base enough
Yeah.
over there. My aunt lived over there, so she was okay. You know.
You weren't as worried
You
about
felt like-
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think for you to be that young and just being emotionally intelligent about what was going on, of course, like, as a kid, you might not understand like everything that's happening like in the world, for example, that is like your world. But the fact that you were able to like still look out for your dad, that shows a lot of like growth at such a young age, and you took it upon yourself to actually act like an adult at that age. That's not a common thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that I feel like when people don't have that luxury, like just like how you had that mentality to like help out your pops and just understand that your mom was gonna be all right. It must have been like so shitty to go through that, like because I know it didn't end at 12. That was probably many years after the fact though too. So it just sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, you had to grow up at a as an adult at an early age.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, maybe it was harder to analyze exactly what I was doing at the time, but
Well,
I had a
how would
sense
you
of
know?
what I was doing. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, after that, after the fight incident, of course, he looked at me different.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, because you could pick him up at 12 years old
Yeah.
and
It's
Like
blindside
my son
him.
can beat me up now.
He's a man. He's in so many different ways.
yeah.
But I'm seeing now, it makes so much sense because every time I talk to you, you're like, oh, I got to go see my dad after this.
Mhm.
And that's something I just kind of noticed about you. And I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, Dizzy's so sweet. He's always But
Oh, that's that
that
now.
now every
Oh,
time I
okay,
talk
okay.
to him, he's like, "Oh, I had to go have dinner," because he lives all the way in
Oh,
Marietta, but
that's
he drives
good.
down your shop. It's down here,
Yeah,
and you're here all the time. But every time I talk to you, you're like, "I got to go see my dad first.
yeah,
I'm gonna go."
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he's changed. He changed a lot over the years, good ways, and I
Mm.
think it's because of everything that's happened. I kind of forced him. He's a very simple man. I've I've given him Christmas gifts from like 15, 20 years ago. He hasn't opened yet, just in case he needs it one day or something.
Oh, damn.
But he doesn't need much. I've learned that about him. Um, he's not carrying his trauma the way he used to anymore.
Oh, that's good.
And so me and him, we lived on Section 8, very minimal. Um, we had just enough. But for the first 4 or 5 years after she left, like it was, he didn't care about anything in the world. Like I would come home from school and he'd be like, "Oh, just find something to eat." I'm like, yo,
Mm.
what am I gonna do? So I would have to go. I used to like steal food from 7-Eleven. I used to have
Mm.
friends that worked at fast food spots, and they would give me food after the night was over,
Mm.
and I go get that. Patton Oscars, whatever. Whoever I knew, that's what I did. I take school lunches home.
Mm.
Um,
So he didn't give you money either for food or
we
anything.
didn't really have any.
Yeah.
He gave me $20 here and there, and
Whenever you could.
yeah. I mean, one time he went to Vietnam for a month and gave me like $100 to.
To live off for a month.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I think I was like 15 or
Oh my
something.
Mm.
But that's kind of what forced me to start hustling.
Got it. I can only imagine that someone that had went through something as severe as like the war, and then also trying to raise kids from. I feel like that generation is way different with their upbringing, and especially when it comes to the traumas that they dealt with. They didn't have anyone probably to like cope with that. So a lot of people, even to this day, they resort to substances in order to cope. And so and I think that for him to, his coping mechanism was probably just to drink it away, and that I know that that's his coping mechanism, but it does affect the people that are around you.
Yep.
And for some reason, it also sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, like through all that, the trials and tribulations that he had went through, including the support from you, probably your brother as well, it got him through the next chapter in his life.
Yep.
I don't know how long that took, but
Yeah.
it sounds like he definitely needed y'all. At
Yeah.
the same time, like I feel like he was probably what, 30s, 40s when he was dealing with that, or maybe 20s. I don't know.
My dad, I was 12. No, probably 40s.
Oh, 40s.
At that point.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah, because your other brother was 12 years older
Yeah.
already.
My
Yeah.
brother's 47 now. So yeah.
Oh, he's my
When I
age.
think about that, I'm like, I'm not far off from being
Well,
40.
No.
And I feel like I go through some stuff, but not severe like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that, and I have way more support, I feel like, because I have mentors, I talk with people, I got my group, social groups and things like that, but
No.
I can only imagine how alone that might have been feeling at that time. So
Yeah. It was a different time because as a man, as an Asian man, you couldn't express it. You know what I mean? You'd get ashamed for saying anything. Right, so they drink it out and drink it away. They talk about they BS when they're drinking and get it out of their system, and that's it. But they can never say to somebody else like, "Oh, I need help." Right?
Do you feel you could say that?
Now I can. Yeah.
You
It took me a
realize how
long time.
big that is?
It took me
I'm
many years.
totally having deja vu right now. It's like this conversation was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off, but
that's
I just
cool.
have to re-emphasize again. We always talk about this. We always hear this in so many spaces, not even just Asian spaces like Latino or Latinx spaces, Black African American folks, the generations before us, just we were not taught a certain language of even recognizing emotions and experiences, much less articulating them. I mean, this is why I'm so, yes, I have mentees, but I feel like the younger folks teach me so much too, because even for me, I still have a hard time processing certain things. So for you, having gone through what you've gone through, that's some shit, Dizzy. Like, and thank you so much, first of all, for even like sharing all of that and being that vulnerable and open about it. Because not everybody talks about, having to find which friends worked at Oscars or Pizza Hut or some shit and getting that food when they could, right? You
Yeah.
literally had to. And you just ended what you had just said something. I want to take us there.
Mm-hmm.
You said that's when you had to start hustling.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean?
Um.
Are we talking
So
like garage tattoos? Right
well,
now,
I
like
did
4 of my tattoos right now.
I did a lot of things. I did a lot. I was always really creative. But I was cutting hair.
Mm.
I was cutting hair. I was fixing cars. I was installing car stereos, and I was tattooing. The funny story is, I had a friend. He became a good friend of mine. I met him in 5th grade. He came from Afghanistan, and people used to, joke with him, make fun of him because he's from Afghanistan. Like, yeah, you making bombs and all this. The funny thing is, he really knew how to make certain things.
Yeah.
Right. So he taught me how to make a tattoo machine.
Oh,
Right. This is when I was 12. So we just made some
with the battery
cracked
type
out,
thing.
yeah, guitar string, whatever, and I tattooed my chest with
Like the
that.
prison tattoo style.
Yeah. So I tattooed myself with that. I'm like, oh, it hurts too much. I'm not gonna do it. So when I was 15, I started doing it again, just for fun. I never thought I would make money off of it or anything, but I was like, maybe this is something I should do. So I hit up my cousin because I didn't have a credit card or debit card or anything, and you can only get them off of eBay at the time from China. So he had to use his, and I got my first, kit or whatever for $100. And my cousin from France was actually there at my house staying for the summer. So I'm like, let me tattoo you. He's like, fuck it. So I did like 3 on him, and then over time, I started getting more and more clients. And then one of my homegirls was like, you need to start charging people. I'm like,
You weren't charging people
know,
yet?
for
no,
free?
no, I was doing it for fun.
Damn.
So like,
Apprenticing by yourself?
yeah. So
You're your own.
Your own intern?
yeah, I would just trade it for like food or McDonald's or something, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I did that.
It'll be
and-
like 50 Happy Meals.
No, for real. Some people just do like, hey, just spot me like a burrito or something. They fix cars,
Mhm.
but you do tattoos like that. That's
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Carne
so-
asada fries, though. I bet. I know one
For
of my
life.
purchases.
Yeah. Yep. But I started charging little by little, and then I started getting known in the hood, right?
Yeah.
And I started tattooing like different OGs, and I just became kind of. I wasn't associated with one gang or another. It's like all of them knew me.
Yeah,
right?
you're a good neutral person.
Yeah. So that kind of established my role as, I guess you could say, the mediator between different Asian gangs at the time. People from prison, people out here. That's interesting too. I used to get like people message me from prison to tell this guy out here this thing.
Oh, that gets tricky.
His new cellie is this guy. Make
Right.
sure everything's whatever. So that was weird too. But it's kind of just the tattooing and that kind of just associated with each other at the time.
Yeah, it was just a part of it.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, I was tattooing everybody, all ages. It's like a freaking trap house. People walking around, smoking cigarettes on my patio. And I live in like a 800 square foot apartment. And yeah, it was like that day and night. I would even ditch school to tattoo people and work on them 2 a.m, whatever.
Yeah.
So I did that. I missed probably a total of sophomore year, probably like 60 days of school because no one told me I had to go.
Yeah.
My dad was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to work, and that's it.
The school never called or anything. No one's checking on
I
you.
wrote my own
They
notes.
probably did.
Oh, you wrote yours, so you excuse
I
yourself.
forged my own notes, but I had kind of an in with the school staff.
Okay, you're tattooing.
You
the
tattooed
school
them.
staff.
Exposed it,
You
right?
were tattooing the school.
I'm exposed every now.
Tattooing the principal.
They're
No.
like, hey,
2
Disney.
a.m.
I know.
I designed the T-shirts for Kearney High School when I was like a freshman, sophomore. So the
okay.
principal, the office ladies was cool with me. So she'd just be like, hey, Dennis, this is the day you miss. You need to get them signed for me. I'm like, all right. Next day. But I did have to do a lot of Saturday schools. I had like half a year full of Saturday schools.
Oh,
But I got out of that
yeah,
too.
but you
You
get
still-
like a whole week knocked off with
You
one
finished
Saturday.
school, though, yeah? High school?
I did. I got my act together. I got sent to Minnesota for about 3 months when I was 17, just to try to, I don't know, undo
Get
my
away
shit.
a little bit.
That was bad though, because I didn't know anything about Minnesota, and I went over there, and everything in my briefcase was like all blue Dickie suits and checker shirts, whatever. Everything was just blue because I grew up in Linda Vista. There's like no bloods there.
Yeah.
If you wore red, they'll
You're going to get
kill
hit
you.
up. Yeah.
But there's nothing but bloods in Minnesota. Well, in the area I was at.
Mm.
So that caused a little bit of trouble. So I came back. I kind of had a different outlook on life. I wanted to kind of change for the better, dress different, just become a new person.
Mm.
So when I came back, I think I was trying too hard. I started wearing like Abercrombie, Hollister, all that. But coincidentally, the day I came back, I almost stabbed somebody in high school.
In your Abercrombie?
Yeah, that's what I was like.
In your
Yeah.
Abercrombie outfit?
Mhm.
He look.
At the time, Lincoln High School was getting renovated,
Yeah.
and so they sent maybe like 30 kids to my
Yeah,
school.
they were spread all out,
right.
all throughout.
So one of them jumped my little cousin in the bathroom while he was peeing. Like
Oh
literally,
my
my cousin
gosh.
turned around.
Come
and he
on,
just,
man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my little cousin came to me in the cafeteria and told me, he's like, this motherfucker just fucking rushed me in the bathroom. I'm like, who was it? So he pointed, and then I rushed up. I had a knife on me, and I was just like fucking pissed, right? Like
Mhm.
everything I undid when it came back, right?
Yeah.
So I was rushing up there, and this dude was putting on his, his riders, his gloves, and everything. But everyone's like, "Oh, principals are here." At the time, we were split up into 4 small schools. They were trying to do that whole thing, so all 4 principals were rushing over.
Oh
So
my
I freaking,
gosh. What
so
a
I
mess.
dipped
Hmm.
and I ran somewhere else, and then my homeboy got in a fight with them, and then I met him somewhere else in the school near the bungalows, and his face was all bleeding, and I looked like nothing happened to me because I was running, right? And I was walking him to the bathroom, and security came. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just walking him to the bathroom, wash his face." He's like, "Your face is bleeding. You don't tell me nothing's going on."
Yeah.
And it's like, "Nah, he just fell or something." But yeah, there's this whole thing when they came. So I had a lot of Mexican connects because I used to tutor them in high school.
Mm.
So I told them like, "Hey, I need you to just take care of these fools." So they went on the bus every single day, and they jumped them every day until there's only one Lincoln kid left at Kearney High School.
Damn.
Mhm. So,
So young.
and then the one that was left, when I had to make up my classes because I did so much when I was a sophomore, my senior year, that kid was in my class, and I was kind of a TA because I already took it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I had to freaking mentor him.
Mm.
And funny thing is, he's my client today.
Oh, for real?
Mhm.
So, okay.
Mhm.
That's this.
Full
Good,
circle.
my heart's
huh?
picking back up because I was like, oh man, you know how much work I do at Lincoln? Like, I'm thinking like, oh shit, all these families are going to see this episode and be like, oh, that's a fucker. Right
They're gonna
there.
be like,
So you guys are good now.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
I was like,
hope so.
seriously, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to protect Dizzy because he's. How did that happen? So
Hmm.
now he's your client, the same guy that you would
He
have
changed.
jumped.
Yeah, he changed.
So I think that's another thing
Yeah.
that seems to come out of these conversations is
Mhm.
that people can fucking change, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
appreciate that you have it in you to not hold on to shit.
Mhm.
Like you had to tutor this kid anyway,
Mhm.
and now he's your client.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yep, it's interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
And he brought it up. I worked on him maybe like 6 months ago. He brought it up too. And he's like, "Hey man, thank you. Knocked some sense in me." And he's a good cat. He lives in Texas now. So.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
But you
crazy.
guys are good now.
It's crazy how the
Mhm.
world works like that.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, fortunately, that's like a lot of what the youth had been through during that time, and it's a blessing that there's some people that made it out and they're able to understand what it is that they went through in the past, and they're able to have adult conversations about what happened in the past and make it simple. Not everyone can
Mhm.
have that, you know.
Mhm.
It can be a lot more serious, or people just don't know how to let things go because of the past, but it's great to hear that, as severe as this story is, that this is just now your client now. You guys are just talking. You guys are different people now,
Yeah.
but still able to reflect. So throughout all this that you had been through, is this why you started all the things that you do now aside from doing tattooing, like your foundations?
Yeah, when'd you make the leap to that?
Yeah, because that has to come from somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So I think people have a very, from the outside looking in, if you're not from these poor neighborhoods, these marginalized neighborhoods, you have a very shallow perspective. Like you know what's going on, but you can't really feel it.
Mm.
So people need to understand that when it comes to games, game culture, it's not that they made the choice to be in it. It's because most of these kids from these neighborhoods, they don't have anything else to be proud of,
Mm.
right? So if you come from a poor neighborhood, you guys aren't established, your parents are working, three jobs, just survive, and you're just kind of stuck in this cycle. Um, the only thing you can be proud of is where you're from, the gang you're from, and they disguise this pain with pride, but then it creates like a very dangerous kid,
Mm.
right? Because he has nothing to lose, and he's trying to project that into anywhere he can. So they develop these. Like I definitely did when I was young. I wanted to be the most gangster motherfucker there was. You know what I mean? Um, I wanted to be that guy that people feared when I walked in the room.
Mm.
This God complex that you develop because you don't want to be weak, right?
Or do you feel like fear was respect?
Um,
Do we confuse fear and respect?
that too, yeah. But that respect is currency in the hood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely the God complex factor. You need to develop that ego because you don't have nothing else to be proud of. You know what I mean? And the society, it keeps these kids suppressed in those neighborhoods,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So when I started the foundation in 2022, it was kind of very spur of the moment. Actually, I was in the middle of writing my book.
Right.
So I got through halfway in my book, and one day I told my wife, "I think I'm gonna start a foundation." She's like, "Okay." She knows how I am. Like I'm a pusher. So if I say I'm gonna do something, I'll do it like right away. So next day I filed the paperwork and just
Just
did it.
fucking did it.
Yeah, you just went
Just
for
did
it
it.
like that.
Yeah, because I knew I had all the skills to, even though I'd never been in a nonprofit world
Yeah.
sector before, I
Mm.
knew I had the skills to attack it from a different lens, right?
Let's go.
That makes it more effective.
Let's go.
And I just wanted to uplift these kids and give them a little bit more opportunity than what was presented to them. Like they don't have to be a doctor or a nurse or any of that. I was supposed to be a doctor. When I graduated, I actually graduated with honors from high school,
Yeah.
right? And I was in school trying to be a plastic surgeon. But after 2 years, I dropped out because we needed money more than I could afford to go to school. So I started tattooing at a shop full time at the age of 19.
Yeah.
Before it was popular.
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
Scary. It was very scary. And then most people around me at the time told me, "Oh, you're never gonna get anywhere with this shit."
Mm.
So I said, "Okay." So this whole time, this whole career, I've been proving them wrong. I've been trying to
Right.
prove them wrong, right?
Mm. Mm.
And yeah, the moment that happened, I cut a lot of people off. My family, some friends, girlfriends, whatever. Like whoever wasn't with me, I was like, get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
You're like one of the most sought after tattooists. And how long is your wait list?
It's about a year and a half.
Wow.
What about for me? Still a year
I
and
know.
a
I
half?
was gonna try to hit. I guess
Damn.
now we gotta wait a year and a half.
He's up for JR 2 years.
How about like a little dot? Can I get a dot?
Like on record.
I'm just playing. I'm playing.
We'll text him later.
No, I wanted so you had mentioned that some people's pride, what they represent is when they're growing up in the hood, that's all that they got, right? And they represent that like true to themselves. I also feel like that is something that you should be proud of, like where it is that you came from.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, I feel like when they end up feeling that fear, they'll try and leave those neighborhoods. I remember we had this conversation
Yeah, this
on
exactly.
when crazy shit happens in the neighborhood. It's like your families are probably going to be like, let's get out of here for the safety of it. That makes sense. But I understand that some families do have to take off from those neighborhoods because of the circumstances. But I also believe that people should not forget where it is that they came from.
Oh yeah.
They need to not be ashamed of where it is that they came from. And to a certain degree, not really feel ashamed of the things that they have done either. I think that as long as people can lock it in themselves for positivity, I know this is going to sound like corny and whatnot, but if they can change to become like a stronger, positive person, that they can influence people to stay away from the bad things that they recognize are going through, then that's when I really believe that you should represent where it is that you came from. All the stuff that you have been through.
Yeah.
Like even if you're in a part of a set, then yeah, still continue to do that. But because that is how you pioneer yourself so that the younger generation can look up to you. Because I feel like when there's a person in the youth that grew up in the same neighborhood that you guys had went through, for example, you guys are the people that are like we're the older cats that they're gonna look up to. And it's like if they can get out of it, that means I can get out of it. And I just firmly believe that regardless of, let's say, if a hater or a critic is telling you, oh, you ain't gonna do anything with your business or what you're planning on doing, you have to like block yourself from all that because that's the noise that you're gonna hear no matter what throughout life. And you've got to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not like I think it's a great thing to prove people wrong, but there's still like I still gotta step it up. It's a new challenge, and this is something for myself. Like I was just talking to like in the previous chapters, we were like going through something new. So I'm assuming that when you created the foundation, it still came with like, oh man, am I going to be able to do something like this? Even if you know you have like skills and whatnot. Like even the creation of the GERM documentary, putting my family story on blast. But there's a team that's super supportive, but I'm still nervous about it. Podcast, for example, we're creating a podcast. It's just like I never stepped into these territories. But in the back of my mind, I'm also thinking too, I hope that this becomes successful so that the next generation or people that are watching it are just like, if they can do something like this, that's what I want to be a part of. Especially people that don't have anything at all. They don't have the role models. They don't have resources. I just hope that we're the ones that are going to inspire them. Yeah. So it's how I just see it like that in any field that I get into. Like, but yeah, I appreciate you even sharing the whole foundation piece because there's more to you than just that. There's like and for you too, there's so many different factors, even like artisan, like just learning about people, like those may be like little small things that people accomplish in their life. And that's just something that's in their tool belt at this point. Cause I feel like there's a bigger picture to people's, like persistence, you know, what their overall goal is, you know? Yeah. So, you know, yeah. That's dope. Like that's dope to meet somebody like who you are, where it is that you came from, and I don't know. I think it's just a definitely a privilege to like know that, hey, you came from that block, or you came from that lifetime. Same thing with you. You came from that lifetime too, and you guys are just you're different. Like you're different OGs from when I was a kid. When I looked up to like my brother's homies and all that, you like, I'm sure that there are a lot of people that can relate with this. That, when I was a kid, I was always hoping to find somebody that was an older figure that was handling their shit, but I still related with them. The fact that you two are like that right now, I know that it's going to be something impactful for the next gen, you know?
Why are we like this? What do you think? Because you've also you have had 20, 30 something apprentices that you've helped. Like, I know we talk about these non-traditional career roles, but you had a fucking hustle since you were 15 with a podunk ass needle that your cousin got for you.
I used to save my cousin's needles and then we just clean it out.
And you just sterilize that shit and fucking through the lighter. Oh, no, that's how I got my first tattoo. Right here.
Bleach.
We just lit that shit.
Water.
Right there. But it does make me, because you talked that everyone that we've talked to so far, even artists who we had earlier, right? Not everyone is doing this. And not that you talked about having a God complex, and heaven forbid that's anything that motivates. For me, I think I just feel like we need as many of us as possible, because for myself, like one of my so rest in power, Dennis Galito, like I'm seeing so many, since we were kids, even Arneson earlier mentioned losing people at 16, same with us. We were probably losing folks since we were young. I'm just so fucking tired. I'm so tired of losing our folks. I'm tired of losing them to depression. I'm tired of losing them to like drive-bys and shit. Like we titled this Thrive By for a reason. I want, and I'm very proud of men like you a man who can say like, I'm good talking about the shit I went through.
Mhm.
But you don't, what I also respect about both of you is that you don't harbor this resentment in your hearts because you know what that does,
Mhm.
right? So for you, we've had this conversation, but for you, what do you think made you different? Why, instead of being, because you could be God
Mhm.
if you wanted, you could be such a dickhead about this and the sphere of influence that you have, and you could be a real jerk if you wanted, you know that,
Yeah. Mhm.
but you choose not to because you don't have that in you.
Mhm.
But why do you think that is?
I don't know. I've gained a lot of peace over the years. When I was younger, I was super angry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was fucking chasing cars down Mesa Boulevard on foot, trying to freaking bash windows.
Well, that was you probably at some of my parties back in the day, man.
That's why my car's fucked
No.
up right now. I'm just
That's
playing.
why you don't have the truck today. Good.
I had no fear when I was young.
Mm.
You know, I got guns pulled on me all the time. I'll tell motherfuckers to shoot me if they're gonna take it out.
Yeah.
I've stepped up to dudes like 3 times bigger than me, knowing I'll get my ass beat. But for some reason, it just comes down to like, do you fear me more than I fear you? That's it.
Yeah.
Everyone just always assumed I had like a gun, you know, because I'm a small dude.
Mm.
So no one really did anything. But as the years went by, I realized that I would rather lead with love than fear.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
The more I got to know all these clients that I work on a daily basis, I don't know how I explain it, but I view people as just basic human beings now, and then I analyze their characteristics and the way they think and all that. I see them for who they've become based on the circumstances that they've overcome, and nothing more than that. No resentment towards anyone, nothing. I don't care if you're like a homeless person or a celebrity. I'll treat you the same way.
Exactly.
We're all human beings at the end of the day, right? We're not all perfect, but my clients' stories, their experiences, they've taught me a lot, and they've helped me avoid certain things, and
Yeah.
they've helped me become a better person in other ways. This is thousands of people, you know, dealing with their divorces with them, their first children,
Losing them.
going through deaths with them,
Yeah.
having clients pass away over the last 20 years.
Mm.
It's really given me a lot of peace, and that's why I finally wrote my memoir in 2022. It's because I was finally able to just.
What's the title of it, and how
Release
can we
all.
get it?
It's
Okay.
called Memento: Embracing the Darkness.
Mhm.
You can get it on Amazon.
Let's go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dope.
Let's
Mhm.
go.
But
Good for you, man.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you just made me realize, like, when we're all tatted here.
Mm-hmm.
It's such an intimate thing. You know, like you
Mhm.
literally have some dude hanging over you for hours. You
Mhm.
know, like when I got the one on my stomach, it was like 5 hours of a dude like
Mhm.
breathing. It's a very intimate thing. And you just mentioned, I didn't realize this too, but it's very true. A lot of us get tattoos to memorialize people, memorialize things. When you're hurting inside, there's a piece to getting physically hurt. I do that when I'm hurt, like my feelings, I'll pinch myself. It's the same thing with a tattoo. It's like a transferring of pain in a way that's almost more manageable,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So you getting to be that person who does that. This wasn't even the point of this conversation, but it's so interesting to me. Like, how do you take in all those different energies that come to you? We're all 3 people at this
Mhm.
table that deal with a lot of people's energies.
Different characters and like
Yeah.
journeys and all that.
I don't know. I think I'm just good at compartmentalizing things.
Okay.
You know, I don't take it with me.
Mm.
My brain works like in a weird way. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm an artist or what, but you know, like, let's say you pass a sign on the freeway.
Mhm.
Most people just, read it. Me, I analyze the font,
The letters.
the tone of green.
Mm.
Okay.
Do you make sentences out of the different letters?
No. But I just hyper analyze everything. You know what I mean? But once I pass it, I'm done analyzing, right? But yeah, the way I think is just, I don't know, it's weird. My wife calls me a mutant.
Oh,
But
what, a
a
mutant?
mutant, yeah. But
He looked
Oh,
at
this is
all
why
the
we get
colors.
along.
Yeah, he looked at all the colors and he was
mhm.
like, "That's a different form of green."
Yeah.
He's so particular.
I am. I'm
About the
very.
flyer that he made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also for you to have clients, like
Mhm.
people from all over, like different backgrounds.
Mhm.
I was I was just gonna say that, like, when Arneson, we were talking about like our barber, like why I go to my barber and even my my tattoo artist, I go to them not only because they're dope at their skills, but I like connecting with them.
Yeah.
You have
And
good energy.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's the
and
main thing. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
and also too, like the fact that a lot of people, I'm sure your clients, they're able to vent to you certain parts of their life that they probably don't tell other people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a stranger telling you something,
Yeah.
and that's that bond that you like develop with them,
Mm-hmm.
and probably like, you probably have lifetime, like a long time clients type of thing that go to you,
Yeah.
not just because of your work, but also your character too.
Yeah. I've like diagnosed medical conditions. I've like treated depression. I've done everything. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, it gets really it's really humbling to hear everything they go through and continue that conversation next session and next session. And sometimes it gets spicy. Sometimes I'll tattoo like, you know, a couple
Hmm.
that's no longer together, and then I'll hear different sides.
How fun.
Yeah,
The
so that gets
drama.
interesting, and
You
I'm
need to
just
get your license, dude,
I
to be
know,
a
right?
therapist.
I thought about that actually.
You'd be great.
But I was like,
I'm
I
a,
don't
I'm a
have time
big
for school.
component
Yo,
of
that
that.
would be sick, dude. If
That'd
I
be
was like, hey,
interesting.
Dizzy, I need to talk to you about my stuff, and you charge
Yeah,
me for
extra.
therapy, and then also get a
I
tattoo
mean,
at
that's
the
what
same
it
time.
is.
It's
That's what
double
it
the
becomes.
charge.
Um, Dizzy, as we start winding down the conversation, I know we can go for days
Yeah.
and days talking with you and us three talking to each other. But is there anything else that you would like folks who are listening to take away from this conversation?
I just want people to remember that you can hear all you want statistics about kids in the hood, but you have to remember that these kids, they don't start with a track. They're in a hole and they have to climb out and get on the track and then catch up with everyone else. So take it easy on them. Know that their choices, whether it's being in a gang, getting involved with drugs, whatever, that it was almost made for them already when they were born into that neighborhood. And a very given few will make it out. And it's now more important than ever that we motivate them to get out and not keep them confined to those neighborhoods. Um, and whether we do it through promoting more arts and culture, awareness, mental health, whatever it is, that's what we need to do at this time.
Yeah. And thank you too, because I feel like again, we've talked a lot about getting kids out of neighborhoods, but I think you're doing work that helps improves the neighborhoods themselves. That's always my thing is
You got to fix the hood. at the
yeah,
end of the day.
exactly. Why do we it's not about getting out. It's like what do we make it what we needed?
Yeah.
What do we make it what we and I appreciate that the foundation does that. You being on the city's Arts and Culture Commission also helps to do that, right? Because without your voice, we can't support the
Mhm.
shit that our folks need in our communities.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Yeah.
And we can have another conversation about that. Because we do. It's interesting when you have people like us who are suddenly like in these public official
Mm.
spaces, but we need to be there.
Yeah,
We need to be there, otherwise they're not heard. So,
that's true.
Dizzy, thank you so much for just,
Yeah, man.
Thank you guys.
being
Dude,
yourself.
appreciate it.
Looking
Real.
forward to seeing GERM.
This episode, we're going to air it soon, actually. It's going to come out
Yeah,
in a couple weeks.
yeah.
That's nice.
Well, what time
soon.
is it right now?
Yeah. And thank you
God.
all.
Thanks
you.
everybody for joining the Thrive By podcast episode 4.
For
Thank you.